The story of ethics and public health. Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Ibrahim Nasser, community pediatrician and urgent care physician. We'll speak about, in brief, about the story of ethics and public health. After World War II, all nations came together to address the need that there was a need for a commitment from all nations not to do another world war and to reduce the burdens of this war that made millions of people die and millions were left without homes, and it was a true disaster at that time. And there was a great lady in the USA called Eleanor Roosevelt. She was the first lady there, and meaning that she was the wife of the president, and she worked with some colleagues to make this new commitment, which was then addressed by the United Nations, and it was called United Nations Declaration on Human Rights, and this was the major advancement in the 20th century. This document considered one of the most important documents that came in the 20th century, and this document addressed that all people around the world are equal, and all people should be provided with the proper housing, food, sanitation, health, and work in that sense. And this declaration really made a lot of government all over the world try to achieve that goal. Like rich countries, developed countries really achieved a lot of these goals, many of them. Still, like in Europe, most of the countries, and like Germany, France, England, Belgium, whatever, and also countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and USA still didn't take all this commitment, but some of it, and but other countries in the developing countries didn't really achieve many of these goals. Because of corrupt governments and corrupt leaders there, and poverty. And the other declaration that was very important in that days, I'm speaking about 1948 now, when the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights occurred. Also, there was a World Association of Doctors in Helsinki, and they made a declaration. And this declaration came after noticing that there was a need to address the human experiments, meaning that when people, companies or governments make medical experiments on people, there should be a consideration for ethical values. And this happened really in 1964, the first meeting, and the Helsinki Declaration. Then again, there was another meeting in 1975, and then 1983, and then 1989, and then in 2013. Why this happened really? Because this came really after the Tuskegee experiment that happened in the USA, and we will talk about it in details little after a while. Now, I'll give a definition of public health and ethics in public health. Public health is the activities and procedures that is taken by a society to reduce burdens of disease and promote health and promote healthy activities. That is meaning that the public health issues like doing sanitation in public places, like trains, malls, whatever, and these should be always clean. And the other thing that cleaning of toilets in these public places and will be kept sanitized over 24 hours. The other thing is vaccination to reduce diseases. Also, promoting life with promoting healthy lifestyles, diets, whatever. And this is mainly measured by the public health issue. The ethics in public health is to apply human values and ethical values when we address these public health principles. And so now we'll go back why this happened. We explained why the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights happened after World War II and all the massacres, genocides that happened there. Millions of people were killed. Now the second declaration is the Helsinki Declaration with its many conventions. This really came after Tuskegee experiment. Tuskegee experiment, this happened in 1932. A group of American doctors brought around 400 black people. 200 of them were infected with syphilis and 200 were not infected. And these people were given the same treatment in 1932. This is, palliative treatment at that time, whatever. And this experiment carried on from 1932 till 1972, 40 years. And to see what the problems with syphilis and complications and between two groups. And this group they were not told about what are they taking or experiment, so they were ignorant of what's happening, but they were followed up. What happened is in 1942, the British doctor Fleming invented the penicillin, which is the first antibiotic and the most important antibiotic. And this antibiotic was found to kill many to kill many bacteria and reduce and cure infections from many wounds and whatever, and also from syphilis. Now, these doctors in Tuskegee at that time, after they even knew that there was a cure for syphilis, they didn't give up the cure for their patients and left their patients there without any antibiotics. And the patients didn't know about this. They thought they were treated good or whatever. Of course, after many years, many of them had severe complications and died and whatever. And this experiment was discovered by a doctor. He wrote an article and published it, and then all the government, the people in power tried to stop this, and this experiment was stopped in 1972. And in 1997, the great American President Bill Clinton made a formal apology for the families of who are still alive of this experiment of the 200 people, because 200 were infected and 200 were not. And he made that formal apology from the US government, and this was a great step, really. The other thing that this president did regarding the Declaration of Human Rights, that when the Serbian government tried to do genocides with people from Herzegovina, from Bosnia. In that time, he activate against them with whatever it takes them to stop them, and he brought the leaders of that country to a tribunal to judge them, and they were put in prison for making genocides in Bosnia. And this is really a great achievement at that time. And so these are the main things that happened in the between. We are giving the story of ethics and public health. Now, what are the values, the ethical values for public health? We start with the Hippocratic oath, as meaning do no harm, and the other thing is that the life is a sacred thing, and we should try to save life before any consideration for religious or whatever. And then the Declaration of Human Rights is very important. And then we have to respect the privacy and the will of each person. After that, we should share all our information about new treatments, new drugs between all the world, so that they can benefit. And after that, then there should be a reciprocal activation, meaning that all people around the world should benefit from medication which are invented for new treatments. This is true about like HIV, hepatitis C, and so that only rich people can benefit from this medication. And the other thing, we have to make decisions which are evidence-based, and also take into consideration when there's a new epidemic coming or a new emergency in the world, as what happened with COVID-19 epidemic. Thank you very much.